is it a family worth reuniting about? I don't think they really did that much for him, to be quite honest. I mean, Charles was more interested in his mistress when Diana died, and I think if he'd had the right people around him and the love that he needed, everyone thrives with the right people around him.
Your left, your left, your left, your left, mate.
What are your thoughts on Prince Harry?
Anyone who can bag Meghan Markle is probably a good bloke.
So obviously he has all of his controversies and whatever, but at the end of the day, I think he did what he thought was best for his family, and can't really blame him for that.
He's definitely not calculating, because anybody calculating would not have written the book or had it published in the way that it was done. I think William would not have had that if it had been the other way around. I think William's a totally different mindset. But no, I really like Harry. Reminds me of his mum.
Something that a lot of people are arguing about is if he actually wants to have a place in the limelight or not, because he says that he doesn't. But you know, you've got the Netflix series and the book. What are your thoughts on that?
That's where I think it becomes interesting, because that does kind of counter his whole point. I think he did, but part of it is he wants to have his story heard, and if that does contradict against, his original goal, that's where it becomes a little gray with my opinion on it.
Probably not in the sense that we understand being out of the limelight, but I feel like a lot of what he's done in the book and that story, or the book and the media like Oprah, felt like he just had a lot of things he just wanted to say.
He's doing that to get money. Obviously, when he sees the lifestyle his brother has, it's very hard for the second one to have only the crumbs, and that's all he's got, really. He would have been pushed out more and more anyway. Diana realised that. That's why she set him up, hopefully, to have a life of his own. Meghan wants a lot as well.
I feel like if you're doing Netflix series and writing books that's exposing your family, I think typically it's not always going to be just for the sake of good. It probably does that he wants a little bit of that fame and glory.
Yeah, I would be very curious as to how they understand what a private life or normal life actually looks like and is like.
Do you think that you can see Prince Harry reuniting back with his family again, or do you think the damage is already done?
Well, basically, is it a family worth reuniting about? I don't think they really did that much for him, to be quite honest. I mean, Charles was more interested in his mistress when Diana died, and I think if he'd had the right people around him and the love that he needed, everyone thrives with the right people around him.
I feel like he'll go back.
Yeah, you would hope so. Like, at the end of the day, it's still his family, politics and royalty aside. You'd hope they would be able to put aside political and media differences and kind of just come together.
It'd be nice to see. I think it's quite unlikely. I don't see how there could be a route back into the royal family for him in the current situation, especially after his memoirs and now what's going on behind us. I'm sure he'll still be invited to the big occasions. I'm not entirely sure he'd want to go to the big occasions, but he'll do the right thing, I'm sure. But I don't see the royal family being in the same situation as they were 3 years ago, especially not under Charles. Maybe when William takes over, whenever that would be, but not right now.